Now here's some social media food for thought. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has the most followers on Facebook around the world. Listen to this number, 43.2 million people. It's followed, and that's on his personal page, by the way, followed by the US President Donald Trump with 23.1 million followers on his personal page. All of this is according to the newly released 2018 World Leaders on Facebook study by the agency Berson, Conn and Wolf. Matthias Lufkens is the managing director of the digital arm of the agency and joins Mags on Media now from Geneva in Switzerland. Matthias, thank you very much for joining us. First of all, maybe as a starting point, explain to us why Facebook these days is so important in political communication.
Well, it's really interesting. We looked at 650 Facebook pages of heads of state and government and foreign ministers, representing 91% of all the 193 UN member states. So basically, governments have a Facebook presence. And what is really interesting, if we looking at the figures, they tend to have massive audiences on Facebook, twice as many fans on Facebook as they have followers on Twitter. So Facebook is really a unique tool to create a community of your citizens, your voters, your supporters. And in that way, I think it is, part and parcel of any governmental communications today.
How should it effectively be used by political leaders? Is there a strategy? Is there a secret to it, I wonder?
Well, there is no right or wrong way. You can use it to broadcast, and that's what Donald Trump does. He's very, very effective on the platform. He really uses it as a broadcasting tool. And it serves him really well. But what I personally think is really the best is kind of the engagement. You want to use the Facebook page to talk to your fans, to interact with your fans, and you can do that quite nicely using Facebook Live.
Do you think that well used, then, it can give a political figure a huge political advantage, particularly when it comes to election time?
Well, I think it does. Considering Jacinda Ardern, she has become the most loved world leader. That's 14% of all the interactions, are love hearts that her fans are sending her. And definitely, nowadays for, Facebook and other social media channels are absolutely vital for any political campaign. And it is, really, the one who can engage their followers best, has definitely a clear advantage.
One of the other aspects of the survey is that the government of Botswana is the most prolific, with an average of 35 posts per day since January the 1st, 2017. What exactly is the government of Botswana saying every day?
Well, basically, it's the governmental news feed. The government of Botswana, starts off with, giving the weather report every morning. So, it is really kind of the governmental news feed using Facebook to do that. So, there is no right or wrong way. If it resonates with their audience, so be it. So I think it's an interesting use of Facebook.
There's also a danger, though, of overusing the platform, and then it simply becomes social media clutter or social media noise.
Well, it does. You can be very, very active, but remember this, not every one of your followers will actually see the post. So, you can actually repeat posts over several days, over several weeks, because not every one of your followers will see every single post. And that, some governments do that, and that's why they're, very, very active. It sounds like spam, but, it isn't really, because, you won't really read every single message, every single publication that is posted.
I'm assuming that it's absolutely critical for these world leaders to find an authentic voice, because I'm going to make the wild assumption that they're not populating the page themselves every single day. It's important for their minders, for their handlers to understand tonality and to understand nuance in terms of that communication.
Yeah, absolutely. Most governments, there's only a handful of world leaders who really manage their own pages. Most governments have, social media teams. And what is quite interesting is, we looked on Facebook, 60% of all the pages have a message button. So you can actually send a message to the social media team. And so we did, but we've only received 13 human-powered replies, with answers to the question that we posted. Even the Prime Minister of New Zealand, she basically sent a message, thanks for your message. I tried to reply to everyone personally that does mean a bit of delay. We're still waiting for a human, a personal answer from her rather than a bot which is generating most answers.
The study says that the governments of only 18 countries have not yet set up a presence on Facebook, including countries like North Korea and Turkmenistan. But I'm interested that China hasn't done so. Are you surprised?
Well, I'm not surprised. The Chinese government is not active on the Western social media platforms, and neither are they embracing the Chinese social media platforms. So, but I think that is about to change. And we'll see some surprises very soon.
And in conclusion, Matthijs Loofkens, South Africa doesn't do too well. We have a presence, but we don't exactly maximize the platform, do we?
Well, your new president, is not active on the platform. His campaign page was mothballed and driving the followers to the ANC page. So I think, as a president, there should definitely be a presidential page, or at least from the presidential administration.
Thank you very much for joining us. On the line to Mags on Media from Geneva in Switzerland, Matthijs Loofkens, who is the Managing Director Digital at the agency Burson, Cons and Wolf.
Feel whatever mood I'm in, it's a love that can endure.
Finally this week, an idea that started out as a love song in 4 different languages on radio is now being translated to the small screen. Securex is a challenger brand in the soap category, and it needed a way to break through the clutter in a very busy and crowded market, and approached branded content specialists, Creatrix, to help them achieve exactly that. And this is how they did it.
Everything a soap can bring and more. Securex.
And that's it from us for this week. You can find more content on our social media pages. Until next time, goodbye to you. And as always, thank you for watching.
You feel whatever mood I'm in, it's a love that can endure.
So we really wanted to do something different, and we came up with the idea of a song. It's a love story that progresses through the relationship of the couple. So we start off where they meet, in the dance studio, and then there's a progression of time. We see the lady in her workspace, then we see the moment in the park where he wants to propose to her, and then there's a problem and it doesn't happen, and then we finally see the culmination of the love story in the bathroom with the soap, where he gets to propose to her. So it's all very exciting.
The thing about the Securex campaign is that we actually took the brand values of the actual brand of soap and we wrote it into a lyrical love song sung between 2 people, a man and a woman, and then we rendered it into 3 mother tongue languages. So we actually have a love song in 4 languages that seem as if a man and a woman are singing to each other, but if you watch it more than once, which is what we want people to do, you start to realize that they're actually singing to the soap. So there's a twist in the tale, and it works in 4 languages. And it's a beautiful piece of music. When I met the director, it was love at first sight. He absolutely was able to take our vision, which had actually been a radio campaign, and turn it into a visual masterpiece. It's such a beautiful song, and the visuals are so beautiful, and the message is so loving. And our hope for it is that people out there will connect with the idea of that love story, because everyone has a love story, and we hope that it has a universal message with a brand-specific promise.
My name is Mqondisi MQ Ngubane. I am fortunately the director of this beautiful Securex Best of Both Worlds commercial. When they briefed the job out to me, I felt it's my responsibility to give it something different. Cinematically, the story had to marry the emotion of the track, which tells a story of love. What I did from the word go is I deliberately went out and I cast a dancer for the male guy. Lunati, who's playing the lawyer, is one of the country's most incredible actresses. She's comfortable and she doesn't overdo it. And I think this narrative needed a little bit of that. It needed some sort of authenticity, and she brings that across quite well.
The softness of you makes me feel I'm brand new. Your strength I just adore. You're everything a soul can bring and more. Securex. The best of both worlds.